and ZingoTV app in the respective app store on iOS and Android. And for ZingoTV, they're also available on Roku Sticks, Amazon Fire TV Sticks, Google Chromecast, and all smart TVs 2016 forward. Happy New Year. And we brought back Intellectually Speaking. You see him there, Aaron Stevens with Giancarlo, you couldn't be dressed up like me. I'm on a shirt and tie. It's a new year, new me, everything like that. Aaron is dressed up. He's going skateboarding now. Come on. How
Camel hat on. I mean, come on.
Come on, you're dressed up. You're the camel hat. Don't they? All skateboards wear camel hats there? Come on.
I'm not a skateboarder. I can assure you of that. I was.
All right. So, Aaron, first of all, how was your unique holiday season? Everybody, I'm going to say unique because it was for everybody. Unique holiday season.
Again, quiet. Did not get a chance to go home, and was not happy about that. But again, it was a very, very small gathering with people that I see on a regular basis, and everyone was COVID negative and just met outside. So it was again, quiet, unusual, but at the same time, it makes you value the connections you have, the people that are important in your life, the people that are close to you that you can, see, and the people that are, miles away. So it, again, caused you to really kind of appreciate what you have. And at least for me.
And Aaron, I don't know if you know this, I'm the president of the provinces of Canada now. So on behalf of my presidency, you're welcome to Canada anytime, consider what's happening in the United States.
Yes, thank you very much. My mother, she was born in the United States and everything, but the family's from Canada. So I may take you up on that.
All right, Giancarlo, go ahead.
Just even on that topic of the holidays, did you notice more people a little bit, I guess, not as happy during this time of year where you were, or do they still make the most of
Who lives in Malibu, California, Giancarlo? Come on.
Yeah,
everyone's never know over
there. No, you know what, Giancarlo, okay, so we've been dealing with this for several months now. We're staring at a year. And I think people have just, they're not happy. I mean, especially Christmas is a time to get together with family and things like that, and loved ones. And, there was disappointment, but I think the people that understand what this pandemic is and that this virus is a real thing, it's better to do our part now so we can spend next Christmas with loved ones than not do our part now, and the loved ones may not be here next Christmas.
Very well said. Very well said. And now I'm gonna go, throughout 2020, we lost a lot of people with COVID, without COVID, and all that. And Aaron, I don't know if you talked about this, but you can choose to talk about it or we'll skip it here. I think you know where I'm going with this one. Brody Lee, you're friends with him. You wrestled in WWE. He was there, I believe, with WWE 7-8 years, right? So you know him fairly well.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts when somebody told you what happened?
Well, I got the call the day after Christmas, and I was just shocked. It's one of those calls, and I'll equate this to Shad, where I came downstairs, I turned the TV on, and I just turned the news on, and it said, "Oh, and a man has gone missing in Venice Beach, who blah 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 went swimming," and then they put his picture up, and I went, "Oh, that kind of looks like Beast," and then I went, "Oh my God, that is him." Right? It was just shocking. With Brody, and you're the one that actually called me and informed me, Joe. I remember the phone call, and then I went outside and I just sat down, and I don't even know how long I was sitting there for. I'm not going to pretend I was as close with Brody as some other people were. However, he is someone I considered a friend. On the buses overseas, he was in the back with the boys, kind of our little crew. He was, again, was one of the good guys. He was someone that could be trusted. He was a amazing family man. I mean, I got to know his oldest son, and you know, my thoughts. I mean, with him, Amanda, you know, his other child. Like, I mean, what do you say? I'm still kind of in shock. I'm still numb. But I am just in awe of how everyone, and this does not just go to AEW, although my hat's off to AEW, you know, the tribute they gave him, but more importantly than that, how they're taking care of his family, because I think that's what Brody would have, you know, would have wanted more. I mean, look, it's tributes are nice, they're wonderful, and again, a fitting tribute to him. But as a family man, you know, he would be, his first priority would be, okay, is to take care of his wife and kids. And the fact that AEW has stepped up like that, that to me should be an example of how you take care of someone, because you know what, it's very nice the first week, the first month, the first couple months. Past that, what do you do? And I think, you know, AEW has taken steps to ensure that they're going to be okay. And again, my heart breaks for Amanda. It breaks for everyone. But I mean, in even like some of the WWE people, was it Adam Cole I saw wrestling with his son?
Yeah.
He's in the WWE, right? Adam Cole. He's okay.
NXT, yeah.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the next question. This is the first time I'm a little bit older than you guys, and 35 years watching wrestling and being involved in wrestling and all that. This is the first time every organization, it doesn't matter if it's WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, NWA, whatever, they did this. You see in AEW, you saw pictures of Bray Wyatt in the WWE with him. With it didn't matter. This is, and there should be, and I'm gonna say this, it's a new year and all that. There should be more. We're all a family. We are all a family. You know, the stereotype of oh yeah, they can't do this. He's WWE. He's this. He's that. Forget about it. You people, and I'm gonna equate you into that, Aaron. Wrestler, okay, wrestler, family. You said one of the boys, all family.
You know, Joe, I disagree with that respectfully. I think what you're trying to say is, you know, is the community that we are, like across the board is what you're saying, right? Where, you know, to participate in a form of entertainment as unique as pro wrestling. And, you know, when only wrestlers can identify with what they go through and et cetera, et cetera. Yes, in that respect, it is a family, 100%. I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
I get a little perturbed when other organizations claim to be family organizations, and, you know, you don't treat people who are family like they treat their employees, like firing a bunch of people during a pandemic that have been extremely loyal. And that was, to me, again, I publicly said this, I thought it was disgusting. It was done for shareholders. It was done out of panic, especially when you come out and say you have $500 million in reserve. And, you know, I am not trying to, you know, wage a war and scrutinize anyone. I'm giving my opinion on what happened. Maybe my opinion's wrong, but you cannot say, oh, we're a family and we're this, we're that, and then to leave so many people out in the cold like that.
So I'm going to say something. Here. First of all, it's not wrong. And I'm not going to name the organization, but the organization should be ashamed of themselves because they did not even do a tribute. They put a 2-second, what is it called? You know, a memory or whatever. And I'm going to say this, okay? 2 weeks before that, they did three 10-bell salutes for Pat Patterson. Okay, they did not do a 10-bell. They did 3 for Pat Patterson, not one for Brody Lee. And this guy, no matter about Pat Patterson, this guy bled, sweat, did everything for 8 years for that organization.
Well, you know what? And look, people come and go. Pat Patterson stayed, and I'm not going to criticize them for having that tribute to Pat, because Pat was such a huge part of the organization. But what upset me, and this is going beyond, and I'll say WWE, right? I said, hey, that's a great, something like it's a great tribute to, or AEW, what a wonderful tribute, classy and blah, blah, blah. And you know what that means, because that's what Brody said.
Yeah.
And then, some people, oh, this is not the time to like exploit someone to take a shot at WWE. I was disgusted with them. And you know what? If I was to meet those people in person, I guarantee you they wouldn't say that to my face. And that's why, like on Twitter, I get so upset sometimes because it's people just looking to have a voice, period, right? Like it's wanting to make a statement for the sake of sound. It's like when you have nothing to say, but you want this type of, validation. And it's terrible to do that at the expense of other people, and to be negative and to say negative things when I'm like, look, a friend of mine passed, and I thought a company gave him a great tribute, and to turn it into me like kind of attacking WWE, which no, I've never attacked WWE. I've never, talked bad about the organization. I mean, I don't agree with some of the things they do, and I purposely said that. But you know what? What person will agree 100% with what a corporation does? And just to be clear, it's like I don't think this is everyone in a management position in WWE. Obviously, like to cut a bunch of people during a pandemic, to not have certain tributes, like maybe it's one or two people, who knows? But to group a group of people in, no, we're talking about a corporation, and whoever is at the wheel of the ship, so to speak, in my opinion, should be the one to blame. But that's, again, just my opinion, and take it with a grain of salt.
Well,
because I'm not there anymore. And,
but your opinion is not.
it's not a place where I will probably ever be again.
And your opinion's not wrong. And let's face it, and I'm gonna say this, and a lot of guys in that league, let's say, want out. Okay, so you mentioned Adam Cole. Adam Cole is one of the biggest stars in the NXT and waiting to get the push into the main roster, let's say. But he's doing a job that, if you're going to say, getting pinned by Brody Lee's son there. And by the way, I did meet Brody Lee, an awesome guy, and I took a picture of him and his son. And actually, and Giancarlo, you'll like this, one of the wrestlers, an amazing dude, and he loved the Toronto Maple Leafs, even better than Giancarlo. And Giancarlo loves them. His goal, and people don't understand this, because I sat at Ricoh Coliseum, now Coca-Cola Coliseum, 2016 or 17, talking about Doug Gilmour. Doug Gilmour was a great Maple Leaf. Doug Gilmour, and this guy, for a wrestler and all that, I know he was born in Rochester and all that, but to have that passion about hockey, and especially my team, or mine and Giancarlo's team, really struck a chord with me. And he was with his son there, because everybody knows I have a daughter, with his son there. The guy, even better father. Amazing wrestler, even better person and father, and that's what you could say for him. Giancarlo, you'll get the last word here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just agree with both. Like, even looking online too, like Doug Gilmour even put a tweet out that him and Brody Lee used to exchange DMs once in a while for their hockey love, and just the stuff that Brody Lee comes out. Yeah, everyone who was talking about, like, even his contract, he wants a 93 at the end of it, because that was Doug Gilmour's number. I love Mitch Marner, who also the Leafs even put a statement out. They liked it, expressed their condolences. So he was even like a big part of the Leafs fan community. So that was nice to see, because you don't see too much of that, especially for someone from Rochester. It's usually they identify with the New York teams.
Yeah.
All right, so let's turn it around here and all that. And again, on behalf of myself, Brody Lee, an awesome class act, and like I said, better person, an amazing father. People should look up. I haven't been a wrestler, but Aaron, you are. You mentioned the boys. This guy wanted to be. He was a great wrestler, and then stayed to go home. Look forward to go home to be with his wife and kids, and that's what an A-class individual is all about.
Absolutely.
That's it. Now turning it around, I know Giancarlo is laughing and you're laughing too. So I'm gonna take a step back because it's Cobra Kai now. Cobra Kai season. What is it? Season what? Three?
Three.
Three.
Yeah.
Okay. It was on Netflix. You guys have 5 minutes about Cobra Kai. Go ahead.
Amazing season.
Where do we begin? I don't want to spoil this for everybody, but there has to be a season 4.
Definitely.
Like there's no getting around it. I mean, yeah, there absolutely has to be a season 4. And I think with the first 2 seasons, they have been wonderful at cliffhangers and like leading into, oh, there's got to be another season. But man, like the final scene, wow.
Yeah, and
All right,
Kreese is still a beast.
See if there is a
70s.
season 4, Giancarlo, come on. You're. I'm the advocate for Aaron, but you're my assistant advocate. All right. If there's a season 4, somebody on this show should be in it. Giancarlo, do you agree?
I agree. It's
yes,
Aaron. You got to
Just
be in there.
That's just like, I know they film in Atlanta, and where I'm in LA, it's like different with the COVID rules now. But I'm hoping that it'll be opening up soon. And man, just what a show. And yes, you're right. Like Kreese he remains one of the best heels or bad guys, in my opinion, in the history of television, cinema, whatever. Like there's Darth Vader, and then there's John Kreese. I've said it before. You have a Sith Lord over the Galactic Empire, and then an evil suburban karate instructor. Whereas Darth Vader redeemed himself at the end, and we did get into the backstory of Kreese in season 3, which is very interesting. But even then, like from a character standpoint, like okay, so he had that goodness inside him initially, but man, nowadays it's like no, like even if it was there at one time, if he has a choice to just, and you may want to bleep this out, but like if it's doing the right thing or just being a bastard, John Kreese will pick being a bastard all the time, because I mean, it's evident he has high school kids kicking the living crap out of each other in real life, like a war between high school. Like a dude was paralyzed. People were put in the hospital. A girl was stabbed in the arm with a tiger claw. All right, that's enough. Like, and I thought the season did a good job at addressing that. A wonderful job at addressing like, okay, this all needs to stop and everything. And then, with Daniel, and not to get too much spoilers, but, ends up in Okinawa, which phenomenal.
Yeah.
But then, sure enough, the man starts it up again. And I don't know what his infatuation with, since the 80s, really, since when was it? Like 80, I don't know when the original movie came out, but
88.
like, yeah, was it 88? Yeah. Or it might have been early in that. It might have been 84. I'm not sure, but like
mid 80s, something.
But since then, I mean, just having these children beat the crap out of each other, it's just why? For what point and purpose? Other than, you win the All Valley tournament, great. But no, I mean, there's something going on with Kreese that he's just, again, one of the best bad guys in the history of all entertainment, in my opinion.
So let me ask you this, Aaron. Now, as sort of a booker for NWA, when you look at your show, okay, Cobra Kai or whatever, I'm going to ask you the question: how would you book season 4?
Well, I'm going to say this: I would absolutely 100% have the return of Terry Silver. That's a huge deal. I mean, the man is a man of means. He's a very rich man, and he can help support Kreese in the the financial department. But look, is Terry Silver going to be like, hey, Kreese, you need to chill out, man? Like, because look, years have passed. I'm sure Terry is, like, the rest of everybody, with the exception of Ralph Macchio, aged. And but what will happen? But I would absolutely say the return of Terry Silver, and kind of exploring that aspect of it.
Giancarlo, do you agree? And how would you book it?
Yeah, I agree. I think they have to bring him back. Mike Barnes is another one, but a lot of people are saying, like, do you bring them back together? Do you maybe save it for season 5? Like, how would you book that?
I don't know, because they've been so good about bringing back like one or two or three major characters at the end, right? Like, so season 1, they tease Kreese being dead. Oh crap! Like, and I thought that's the one fumble, was they didn't have Martin Cove come back, and then the end of season 1 was like, oh my god, there needs to be season 2. Season 2, yes. We teased Allie coming back. Just her, and then her kind of reintroduction to this season, and what a great character arc she had. And with this, we could get away with Terry Silver and Kreese, but I don't know, like, what's the relationship between Barnes? Is there a relationship between Barnes and Terry Silver? I mean, this stuff happened. Karate Kid 3 happened in the early '90s, I believe. Like, let's let's be honest, it was a long time ago. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what the hell goes on.
Other than Cobra Kai, what's your go-to show?
God, I watch so much. Like, I know it's off the air, but I'm a huge West Wing fan. And I know that's, again, really like not current. I don't really have one, to be honest. I'm more of a movie guy.
All right. So, Giancarlo, you have any other questions about Cobra Kai? Because I want to ask Aaron back to wrestling a couple stuff. So go ahead. Your final questions about Cobra Kai.
Yeah, just one more, because a lot of people are like, there's a connection there. Will Smith is the executive producer. Like, everyone loves Will Smith and all, but that spinoff with his son, do you think they're eventually going to bring him into it?
We make believe never happened. That's one thing. Like, I mean, look, Mr. Miyagi was Okinawan, not Chinese. And technically, in that movie, they were doing kung fu, not karate. Again, this is nothing against anyone's acting performance. I thought the acting performances great, but like, come on. Like, and even going forward, like, there was the next Karate Kid, right, with Mr. Miyagi. Like, look, and I'm sorry, and I'm all for, again, just having many people play as many roles and all, but Daniel LaRusso is the Karate Kid. And also Cobra Kai addresses that, which I love, by the way, how the characters are staying true to themselves, but yet how Johnny, as a sensei, even though he's like kind of in a time machine and like stuck in the '80s, the inclusion of women, and he lets women in Cobra Kai. All doesn't matter if you're a woman, doesn't matter what color you are, doesn't matter where you come from, how big or small you are. It's a great message. It really is a great message going to that, and I think the show, it really kind of is a great like little through line throughout the whole series, which is amazing.
All right, so that's Cobra Kai. If you haven't watched it, watch it. These guys rave about it and all that. You know what other people are raving about? The NWA primetime wrestling there. Any news? Brand new year. People have bombarded my is Ask Aaron, is NWA Power coming back? Is Shock? What's going on with Shockwave? He's the tag team champion. Is he ever going to defend the tag team belts? How come I'm not the tag team champion with you? Giancarlo wants to be a protege and walk the aisle with you, if you will.
Stay tuned. That's all I can say about that. Stay tuned and stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And stay tuned.
So Giancarlo's walking the aisle?
Oh man, news to me.
There's really no aisles in NWA.
All right. So final question. I know you got to go here, but 2021 New Year's resolution, or what's your goal in 2021?
I don't make New Year's resolutions, only because I think a New Year's resolution is essentially a proxy for a promise you plan on keeping for a matter of weeks. Okay. And no, to me, life is about constantly evolving. Life is a constant, you know, make up a plan, put the plan into action, back to the drawing board, do it again. And it's constant work. It is constant revision. It is constant self-revision. And so, yeah, I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions at all.
You know, a friend of mine, Nick, he told me to get you to skateboard.
Yeah, no.
What are the chances of that happening?
There will be zero skateboarding whatsoever. Not going to happen. And you know, you can go to this person's Instagram and see him run around on a skateboard and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, but it's not going to be me.
And another, I forgot the name, but I had a question from a fan saying, what happened to Aaron Stevens' robes? Okay. Yeah. So go ahead.
If anyone out there collects wrestling memorabilia or anything and wants to, I mean, my NWA robe, which is, it's kind of like black, blue, and gold. If you, just hit me up, hit you up on a DM or whatever. Yes, if you're serious about it, let's make it happen. Because I was cleaning out my closet during the new year, and I'm like, oh yeah, this thing, I'll never wear this again. So, I'm looking to get rid of it. So,
well, again, Aaron's robe that he wore on NWA is up for grabs.
And the question mark even wore it a few times.
Did he take it back to Monrovia?
No.
That's it. If the question mark, that should skyrocket up there, right? Come on.
We should. Yes, absolutely.
All right. I know Aaron's got to go, but any final questions, Giancarlo?
And if they want to, let's say, is it going to be an auction? Like, how much are you looking for? How can I get
how much is he looking for? The guy, come on.
Because some people might say, okay, it might be another price range. What kind of fan are you?
I'm very simple about this. Make me an offer, and we'll go from there. That's all.
Number one, Giancarlo. He's a wrestler. Should be in the Hall of Fame. He's a movie star. Okay.
I should not. My career does not warrant a Hall of Fame, and I'll be the first.
Well, you know what, Aaron? Today is your lucky day. All right. You don't know this. We haven't planned this. Giancarlo, you know what I'm saying? Aaron Stevens is going to be inducted into the Barn Burner Hall of Fame in 2021. I have the same Hall of Fame like the WWE, non-existent.
I'm beaming right now. Absolutely beaming right now. I know you can't tell, but I am.
Okay, so I know this is coming so far out of left field. Give me your initial thoughts about being inducted into the Barn Burner Hall of Fame and who is inducting you.
Well, number one, I'm speechless. Number two, Joe, I would have to have you induct me.
Really?
Yes.
Well, there's a price. Sorry?
Start working on your speech.
I have my speech. The best is, that's somebody else, okay? But anyways, Aaron, tell everybody how to get a hold of you social media-wise.
You can get a hold of me on Twitter at The Aaron Files. I'm sorry, at Twitter at Aaron's Thoughts, ARONS Thoughts, or on Instagram at The Aaron Files, THEARON Files. And
everybody check out Primetime Wrestling. We're going to see great stuff from the NWA.
Primetime Live, yes.
Primetime Live. We're going to see great stuff from the NWA throughout 2021. And some of the greatest wrestling in 2020 was by the NWA. And you're looking at one of the bookers of the NWA. All right, Aaron.
A booker in the NWA. Let's clarify that. I am a booker for the United Wrestling Network.
Okay.
Which we do Primetime Live, which they have NWA matches, which I do not sanction or book or anything like that. But then on, the United Wrestling Network, we have Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, which I do a lot of stuff there. So,
well, are you the tag team champion of what?
The National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA.
All right. Are you going to defend the title in 2021 or what?
They're going to have to see about that. We're going to have to see. It's a loaded question, Joe.
Yes. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot for your time. And Aaron, hopefully people should actually DM us or don't DM Aaron. Do not DM Aaron. Aaron gets movie proposals on DMs. We're still waiting for Cobra Kai season 4. Going to be DMing him when he's in Atlanta. By the way, I have a good friend in Atlanta. You probably know him, Ernest Miller. Okay.
Oh, yeah, the cat.
Yeah, somebody. I always call his mama. She answers the phone. But listen,
Wonderful.
yeah, yeah. His mama always talks to me. I don't know why. But I'll get Ernest the Cat Miller to talk to you when you're at Atlanta, because you deserve to be in season 4 of Cobra Kai, and because
Thank you.
and you know what? Honestly, I got to stop making Giancarlo smile. Giancarlo, don't you agree with that or what? Look at him. He doesn't know what to say. Go ahead, Giancarlo. As usual,
Speechless.
Giancarlo adds greatness to this show. Thanks a lot, Aaron. Happy New Year, and
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Giancarlo. We'll talk to you guys soon. Happy New Year.
thanks a lot. That's Aaron Stevens. Check him out at Aaron's Thoughts and the Aaron Files. Great segment there, Giancarlo. Now we got about 20 minutes left to go. We're going to talk a little wrestling since we haven't done this in 3 weeks here. We haven't done this in a year, Giancarlo. In a year, you haven't even cut your hair. I know you're preparing for the soccer show tomorrow with Carmen Asako. Okay, a lot of stuff to talk about in the soccer show, but a lot of stuff to talk about in wrestling. Okay, let's talk about it. Who has retired the TNT champion without even defending the title?
Darby Allin.
We just talked about it. Brody Lee's
Oh, I
kid.
thought you were talking about that new title. You cut out a little bit. That new title they're unveiling for Darby. But yeah, Brody Lee Jr., -1, who cut an amazing promo on AEW Dark, better than a lot of people on the roster. So they better watch their spot, because once he's
8 years old. He already signed him to a lifetime contract. He did more than And by the way, I gotta do a special shout out to my good friend Tracy Brookshaw. That's her real name. Tracy, the main attraction, whose anniversary with Frankie Kazarian is today. 10 years. 10 years of Tracy Brooks and Frankie Kazarian. Happy anniversary. I hope you remember I Made Your Career. Tracy, the main attraction in TNA. What's your thoughts about Tracy Brooks, Giancarlo?
she was a manager for Bobby Roode in TNA,
Yes.
right? Was that the one? Yeah. Great
Yeah.
career.
And she,
Impact.
she actually was born in St. Thomas, Ontario. She wanted to be the first ever Blue Jay lady third baseman. All right. So so a happy anniversary to Tracy. All right. So let's get to Raw. Okay. Goldberg. Come on, Giancarlo. Goldberg coming back and now challenging Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. So wait a minute, Giancarlo. This is 2021, right? 2020. What happened? Goldberg
Absolutely.
coming
Yeah.
back and then challenge who?
The Fiend.
Bray Wyatt. Now, the Fiend going to him. Is he dead or alive? Is Alexa Bliss dead or alive? Is dead or alive new song here in 2021, or is that like in 2086 or I mean 1986? Come on, what is going on with the WWE? Are you excited to see Goldberg and Drew McIntyre?
No. And that doesn't make sense at all. Like, why the world title? Like, Orton, you would think, who was going around backstage, going up to all the legends, you think that would be a short match that they can have at the Royal Rumble. Goldberg and Randy Orton would at least make sense, that promo. But when he came out and cut it about, like, Drew McIntyre disrespecting the legends when Drew McIntyre never even spoke, I was a little confused.
All right,
And then
so
the
you
whole
mentioned
pushing
Randy
thing
Orton.
made no sense.
You mentioned Randy Orton, right? He went along with Mark Henry and Big Show and all that, but he did not go to the legend. You're talking about yellow and red. You're red, I'm yellow, okay? I'm talking about Hulk Hogan. Now, why? Something's up. Tell Hulk Hogan to get off the phone. All right, that's number one. Something's up. What do you think is up?
I hope Hogan comes back to. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I hope he comes back as a manager for somebody, because you're looking at AEW. They have a who's who of legends who are managing all their wrestlers, and no disrespect to them, but Hulk Hogan's in another planet compared to them. Like, you have a guy that you can utilize who lives in Tampa, and it's not far away from the Thunderdome, I'm sure. So you look at a guy that could use a mouthpiece, and like, first thought would be, we have Hulk Hogan. So I don't know why they haven't thought of it. I hope they do, but yeah, that's on creative.
All right, so that's Raw. SmackDown tomorrow. You know what's going on with SmackDown there. Now let's talk about NXT last night. They had New Year's Evil, a great match again with Finn Balor. Finn Balor, and he was busted up here last night also. And, Aaron talked about Adam Cole there and Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish. A great match with Kyle O'Reilly there. Another good match. Raquel Gonzalez and Rhea Ripley really delivered there also. And we're going to see tomorrow, maybe even two call ups from NXT. Do you know who they are, Giancarlo?
I think the last it was Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest were the two.
Giancarlo listens to me all the time, eh? What now? Rhea Ripley, who was up already,
Yeah.
and Damian Priest, heel or face?
I think he should be a face. I know Baron Corbin would be an interesting one, but if he's going to debut, I would just save it for the Royal Rumble and have him and Corbin at WrestleMania because both of them need something to do.
Rhea Ripley?
Yeah, it's a tougher one because they did the thing with Charlotte. They could do it again, but I think it would be a little repetitive. Maybe Carmella and Rhea Ripley.
Speak about Charlotte and Ric Flair. What do you think that is? Is Lacey Evans have her eye on Ric Flair?
Slick Rick still got it, I guess.
Because I'm a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing. I like to get never mind. All right. And what about my wife? You see, Mandy Rose.
Yeah, the
Doesn't
tag
she
team.
look even better and better and better than ever?
I think so, and maybe the
Even
women's tag.
Sonya Deville looks good.
Oh, she made a return too, so that could be another one.
Yeah, she'll do something tomorrow night on SmackDown. All right, so let's get to AEW here. Of course, we have the AEW World Champion who appears on Impact Wrestling all the time. Then we have Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions that appearing on AEW. Then we have the AEW Tag Team Champions that appear with the Impact Wrestling guys. What is going on here?
Yeah, I like it. The Bullet Club reunion, the Elite. So I guess they're just going to call themselves all the Elite. I like it. Gallus and Anderson, the Young Bucks, Kenny back together. It's showing Kenny Omega finally as that main star that they brought him in to be. The first year, they didn't really put him in that role. They had Moxley and Jericho be that guy. But I think now, like this year, we're going to finally see the potential that Kenny Omega has. And it's the best thing I think for AEW because he's a guy that wasn't a WWE guy, identified as that, made a name for himself in Japan. He's AEW's main piece, kind of like what Darby Allin they hope to be. So I think this is really good on their part.
Now, question that I always get, you know the answer to it. Where's Tony Schiavone? It's Sting! Never mind. Sting, wrestling or not?
Yeah, limited though, like a tag team match, a cinematic match, something you can have a lot of breaks in between. Singles match though, I wouldn't risk it, just because it depends on how much bad shape, if he is still in bad shape, his neck. So I'd keep it very limited and see how the first one goes.
All right, so we're about 3 weeks away from the Royal Rumble. All right, so I'm gonna ask you, give me your top three on the men's side. Give me your top three on the ladies' side to win the Royal Rumble.
Okay, so I'll start with the women's rumble. I'm gonna go Charlotte again, unfortunately. Maybe throw a curveball there with maybe Tessa Blanchard. If she debuts, that could be a surprise, or Ronda Rousey comes back to win it. The men's, I'm going to go Daniel Bryan to face The Miz for the title if
Yes,
Miz catches in on Goldberg.
yes.
If it's not Daniel Bryan, like I don't see too many guys that we could really. I think Jey Uso would be someone that can throw out, and no one would expect it if he goes after Roman Reigns again. But yeah, there's not too many favorites yet. Like I still think they're a few weeks away, and Randy Orton would be the third.
Randy Orton's already for people who know. Randy Orton is scheduled to take on the Canadian, my good friend Adam Copeland, better known as Edge. better known as the Minnesota Viking. So, Edge Randy Orton is already penciled in for WrestleMania. Now, speak about WrestleMania, all right? It was supposed to be in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium, the new stadium of the Rams and Chargers. Not going to be there. Today is January 7th. They never announced WrestleMania yet. Why? I'll tell you why, Giancarlo. Thanks for giving me the grin there. All right, because they're waiting for after the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is a month today, February 7th. Buffalo will play whoever will win the Super Bowl for the first time ever. And then why I say that, Giancarlo, think about that. What's the day after February 7th?
Monday Night Raw, February 8th, your birthday.
Yes, February 8th, my birthday. I'm waiting for my present, Giancarlo, all right? February 8th, my birthday. They will announce WrestleMania, and the Buffalo Bills will have a Super Bowl parade. Okay? That's it. All right, Giancarlo, let's what are you looking forward to? Royal Rumble always has one or two guys that the wow factor. Like, I didn't know he's coming back, or I can't believe he did this. Who do you expect this year?
Yeah, this year is going to be a little different because of I don't know if they'll actually go with that this year with the Thunderdome whole environment. If they have fans, and I think they will go the extra mile for it, but I think they're just going to go with guys they have. Like maybe Brock Lesnar would be the most shock factor if he just came back and went after somebody for a match at WrestleMania, like a Keith Lee. But in terms of returns, I think we'll see a lot more NXT guys get that spot this year instead of a legend.
Really? That brings me to the next question. NXT, which guy is the breakout guy on the main roster in 2021?
Even though he's still down, I'm going to go with Adam Cole still. I think they
Baby!
have to bring him up. He's been down there like a long time, like 3-4 years. So can't stay down there forever. I think they have to eventually bring him up. And I think right when they bring him up, he'll flourish on the main roster.
All right. And Giancarlo, tell everybody how they could get a hold of you.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at John_411, Instagram, Giancarlo_Alino. Tomorrow, the soccer show is back with Carmen Asako,
But
URQ
Giancarlo,
master
you're not
coach.
telling anybody here. Carmen Asako, great. John Freeman Nelson coming on at 1 o'clock, but who usually shows up like around 1:30?
Yeah, I was going to get there. You're going to be joining as well. So
How do you know? How do you know? Maybe I'm busy.
maybe we'll have Eduardo show up too. An open invite, I guess. So whoever, you just have to tune in to find out who will show up.
All right. So we'll close it out on just a little bit of soccer here. We got 5 minutes left. We're gonna end off a little bit earlier, but Greg Vanney, former coach of TFC, announced as the new coach of LA Galaxy. Your thoughts, and who do you think is going to be the new coach of TFC? And if it's not Carmen Asako?
Yeah, I think it should be Carmen Asako. If it's not him, it's going to be, I think Patrick Vieira might be the guy that they go towards, international name. It didn't really work out when he was in New York City FC, but maybe in Toronto he'll be able to get something out of it. He's a big name. France. So I think that would be the top of the list for them. And I think, Vanney going to LA Galaxy, a lot of people speculated that when that opened up. The only reason I think he would have stepped down was LA Galaxy or the U.S. national team. So him going to Galaxy where he was a player is really fitting. And I think he's going to have a great team the first year there because LA Galaxy, they'd like to spend. They still have Chicharito for now, but who knows what they want to do with their DP situation. So I think Vanney will have a little bit more freedom over there to put the kind of players he wants on the roster.
All right, so that's Giancarlo Alino, and catch him tomorrow, 12:30 here on the Barn Burner TV network, ZINGOTV channel 250, the soccer show. And stay tuned for the flagship show of the Barn Burner Network, Barn Burner TV network, ZINGOTV channel 250, Barn Burner Live, where I'm debuting two new stars. First of all, my new co-host, Giancarlo. Are you excited to hear who my new co-host is? And to see my new co-host.
Who's your new co-host?
You got to tune in 10 minutes for Barn Burner Live to find out who the new co-host is. We're going to be joined by Steve Carney, and we're going to be joined by Drew Ebanks and a mystery guest also hopefully coming on, and also another debut in the 9 o'clock hour. Stay tuned for Barn Burner Live. Thank you to our producer, Arabi, for great producing. For Giancarlo Lino and Aaron Stevens, this is Joseph Pasek. Intellectually speaking, we're done. Stay tuned for Barn Burner Live in the next 5 minutes. Thanks a lot, Giancarlo.